4th of July is coming up, and although it can be fun, things can take a real turn if you're not careful, especially with kids around. And Dr. Iris Castillo is a pediatrician with Nationwide Children's Hospital Toledo, here to go over some things to keep in mind the next few days to make sure everybody has a great, fun holiday. First of all, thanks for being here. When you decide to go into med school, become a doctor, what made you decide to be a pediatrician?
Well, I think kids are just a lot more fun. And it's really fun to be a part of their growth and grow with their families and whatnot. So kids are just the funnest.
And you've got to have a bedside manner with these kids, know how to handle children of all ages, because maybe dealing with a 3-year-old might be dealing with a 16-year-old.
Yeah, I try to make jokes.
Are the medical concerns different at different ages? Suppose they are.
Yeah, it just depends. Every stage in a child's development is different. So yeah, there's things that we worry about as babies that we wouldn't necessarily worry about in teenagers. So
a lot of times at this point of the summer, we're talking about safety around water, safety around fireworks if we're around them. Now, a lot of it, let's be honest, a lot of it's common sense, but unfortunately, common sense is something a lot of us, including myself, maybe sometimes is not really up to speed on.
Yeah.
Let's talk with water safety. It's always best to have, if you're in a large body of water, have a number of adults whose job is to keep an eye on a certain child, because it's so easy to get distracted. We've all seen it. You take your eyes away from all of a sudden you're like, where'd the kid go? They're out over there getting something to eat, or they're under the water. You got to be careful.
Yeah, it is true. We should always try to have 1 or 2, depending on how many kids there are, there should be 1 or 2 adults that should be like a known, almost like a lifeguard type of role to kind of watch the kids, make sure all the kids are following the water safety rules, not accidentally following in, not running around the pool, things like that. So direct supervision is safe. Is a good safety rule.
Doctor, how much of a problem is this? I know it just breaks your heart when a child drowns. You hear about that, and it does happen. It'll happen this summer, unfortunately, and everywhere.
Oh, hopefully not.
Yeah. Unfortunately, how common is it in our state?
I don't unfortunately have the numbers, but I know in our county there have been some in the past years or so. But it's not a large number, but it definitely is something that is something to be aware of that could happen, and it's scary, and so we have to take those measures to prevent it.
Any rules or guidelines for families around water?
So when it comes to small children, like babies and toddlers, especially the really young ones who aren't really good in water, it's always good to be within arm's reach of the child. So whether they have the puddle jumpers on or a life jacket, you still should be within arm's reach, because they don't have to necessarily be submerged underwater to drown. So you still want to be able to get them out of the water within arm's reach. So
my grandson, his parents have had him since he was 6 months old, doing a water program, and like every Sunday they go in there and get him submerged, get him used to the water, the whole thing. I think from raising kids myself, that's a good thing, because the more kids are exposed to water at an early age, they're more comfortable with getting their face submerged and knowing that yes, I can come up, and they're learning how to paddle around as they get older, then starting to learn how to do swimming.
Yeah, it definitely is good to have kids do swimming lessons at an early age. There are different types of swimming lessons that you can enroll your child on, depending on availability and cost and whatnot. But it is good to have them used to water and not always rely on the life jackets or the puddle jumpers, because you want them to kind of know how to act and try to get out of water if they get in trouble. Yeah.
Kids may be around fireworks the next few days. That's starting this week now. Precautions, really, no alcohol for the families. Keep away from alcohol if you're going to be around fireworks. It's so dangerous. Those sparklers are so hot. What advice do you have for kids and fireworks?
So when it comes to sparklers, it can be it's dangerous because it could burn them. So you just want to make sure if they're waving the sparklers around, they're not too close to anyone. Make sure that they're fully extinguished when you're ever throwing them away or putting them down. So that could be a burn risk, so you just want to be careful. And if it isn't something that you want to use, like if you don't want to use sparklers for whatever reason, there's always safe alternatives like flags or glow sticks or My son has been using those dance ribbons, like the gymnastics ones, so that's also something fun. So there are safer alternatives.
And,
if you don't like the sparklers.
before we go, we got just a few seconds left. Before we go, watching out for food safety. Picnics, food sitting out too long. What's
Yeah.
too long?
Depends on how hot it is. In this type of 90-degree weather,
Yep.
usually an hour or less. If it's a little bit cooler, you can sometimes get to 2 hours, but usually about an hour.
Keep things closed up and keep them cool. All
yeah.
right. Doctor, thank you so much. If you'd like to know more about safety, also looking into the doctors, Maumee Pediatric Associates right there. There's a phone number, and there is 500 The Boulevard, Suite 504 in Maumee. Thanks so much for being here, Doctor.
Yep.